Hello, how is everybody doing? Thank you for joining me tonight. So, I just wanted to come on and talk about some things that have been on my mind lately, and hopefully, you guys can add a little bit of insight of your own. So, I just want to say hello to the people who are in here right now. We got Matt Likes Comics, thank you so much. And then Uncle Dave's Movie and Toy Channel, hello, I appreciate you guys for popping in. So, we got some things to talk about. Because, unfortunately, the comic book community sees a lot of negativity, and lately, things have just been out of control. I'm sorry, my kitten is on my computer right now. Hi, baby. So, hello, D&T, Doug. Thank you guys for popping in. So, yeah, I just wanted to say, you guys, comic fans, you're alright, and no matter what some people try to say, some people might try to make you feel bad about your interests and your hobbies, and a lot of that negativity comes from people within the hobby that is supposed to bring us all together. And that's why we're all here. That's why we all made an Instagram or a YouTube to share our content, to share our collections, because we want to share that with the community. And I love seeing everyone's collections, whether they collect like me or not. And so it just bothers me that a lot of this negativity that we see is coming from people that are supposed to be friends, people that are supposed to be acquaintances in the hobby together. And so I've done some stuff, some content before where maybe the thumbnail was a little bit inflammatory, maybe, a little bit provocative, talking about kind of more touchy subjects. And the reason I've done that, the reason I may have leaned a little bit into drama without talking about the drama too much is because I feel like I had a greater point to make. I felt like there was a purpose for furthering that conversation. And right now, I've said my piece when it comes to the negativity and the drama, I feel. And now I feel it's important that we further the conversation about what we love about this community and what brings us together. So that's really why I wanted to hop on here, because I have kind of, I've played into the drama a little bit with some kind of inflammatory thumbnails and titles, but if you watch those videos, I think that you could see that the content I was making was not negative, and it was coming from a place of care and love for the community. And so that's what I want to do. I want to take my platform, take my voice, and use it to show the good of what's in the community and why I feel the need to occasionally touch on things that are negative, because I love this community so much and I hate to see it tear itself apart. And so I appreciate you all for coming in. I really want to hear what you guys have to say. So let's go back and see who we have joining in. Already said hi, but we got Matt Likes Comics, Uncle Dave's, D&T, Doug. Hello, you just discovered the channel. Well, thank you for popping in. Appreciate you. Chonko, hello. I think that's your first time coming by here. I think I've seen you on a couple streams with Matt before, so good to see you, my friend. Uncle Dave's again. Have some My Little Pony comics. I've never heard of My Little Pony comics. That's interesting. And then we got MJ. Thank you for stopping in. Great to see you, my friend. Ian and Becca, hello. Always good good to see you guys. Got Robbie. Hello. Always good to see you. Appreciate you. And we got Dandy. What's up, my man? Good to see you all. Okay. So, yeah. All right. So, some of you guys who have followed my channel for a little bit, I mean, I think you can tell I wear it on my sleeve. I love this hobby. I love the people in the community that I've had the pleasure to interact with. And for the most part, everything has been good. And so I wanted to just take time and really focus on some of what I love about the community and what's made me want to focus on comics and focus on particularly the online comic community because, there are some people who, they do YouTube because they want to get views, they want to get a lot of subscribers and grow their channel, make a lot of money. And of course, all of that sounds really nice. But what I love, one thing I really love about the comic community is the fact that people kind of aren't focused on that. Like something I brought up in one of my videos, the problem with YouTube's comic book community was that I felt like when it comes to the standpoint of bringing new people into the hobby, that comic book YouTube can be a little bit too niche. And I think that in a way, yes, that can be a bit of a problem, a bit of a deterrent, but that's also part of what I love about the community, actually, is how niche it is and how it really is one of the only places on YouTube that still feels like old YouTube, where it was just kind of people who weren't motivated by fame and money, who just had something cool that they wanted to share. And you go into a lot of other niches on YouTube and yeah, there might be a bigger viewership and there may be more opportunities to make money, but even like on YouTube with the comic book community, even the channels that are a little bit bigger that, they do make money off of it, it is part of their job, there still is just that sense of authenticity, that sort of interaction with the community, the love and care for what is being talked about. And you really don't get that with a lot of other communities, particularly on YouTube. And Instagram, of course, has a wonderful comic community. That was my sort of introduction to the online comic community. I didn't even know that there really was a community of collectors that did this stuff online. I mean, yeah, I always knew about it a little bit because, I did YouTube when I was younger and I did collection stuff, but I didn't understand, how strong the community on Instagram was. And so joining that really just opened my eyes because I just wanted to start a page where I could just show off my Batman toys and kind of nerd out and find other people's collections. And so it was just kind of a small little thing that I started, and I never thought that it would bring me back to the point of doing YouTube, but it was just through the connections that I made, becoming more comfortable putting myself out there. When I first started it, I didn't even want to show my face on there. I was just posting Batman toys and comic books, and now here we are. And I think that's great. I think that the comic book community empowers people to share their passions and put themselves out there, even if there's somebody who would never normally think about starting a YouTube channel. I've seen a lot of people who, maybe people who are a little bit older, who never thought that they would spend time on social media, that they would join Instagram or YouTube, and it really is great. I love how new channels are welcomed with open arms, and people promote other people, and it's not like in a cringy, like, sub for sub way. It's just in a genuine, like, I like the stuff you're showing, and I think that that's really awesome. So let's go back a little bit. We got Uncle Dave's. I have videos on my toy and movie collection. Yeah, man, I actually used to make videos about my movie collection way back in the day as a kid. I started off doing like music reviews, movie reviews, CD, Blu-ray collection stuff. So, yeah, there's always been like a community for that. Like back in the day, there was kind of a little sort of pocket of us music reviewers who were kind of, we're all small channels, like under 500 subs, and we all kind of connected on Facebook. So, I've always kind of known about stuff like this, but the Instagram community is just like a whole different beast. So, really, really appreciate that. And we got MJ saying the Instagram comic community is awesome. Yeah, dude, I love Instagram. People are just chill there, like for the most part, like I don't see people starting drama or taking shots on Instagram. And maybe you get a little bit of that, but for the most part, it's just people sharing pictures and cheering other people on for their finds and their scores, and I love it. It's awesome. I mean, really, Instagram is kind of the best place for the comic collecting community because, you don't have to put yourself on camera like this if you don't want to. You can just take pictures of your books and just share what's cool with everyone. And I think that that's really, really sick. You could, if you're someone who's already going to the comic shop every week, just post your books, and you might introduce someone to a new story they'd never heard of. So, like, it really is the perfect place for comic book content. And, through me kind of using Instagram, posting pictures of my books, kind of moved into, posting some reels of my books. And then eventually I started putting myself in the reels, and I kind of did the little dollar bin diamond thing for a while. And I do kind of still want to do something like that. I might incorporate it sort of more into the live stream because for me, I'm not, short forms just really aren't for me. But doing that and kind of putting my personality out there on Instagram and getting the feedback that I did really kind of gave me some of the confidence to start putting myself back out there on YouTube. So, yeah. Let's see. Okay, we got Tony D. What's up, man? If you haven't already, check out Tony's channel. He's a new YouTube channel. He's been following me for a couple years now, and I inspired him to. I'm sure other channels did too, but he told me that I was part of what inspired him. So he's been posting some cool stuff, and he's getting better and better every video. So that's what we love to see, man. Love how supportive the community is. Yeah, guys, I really appreciate it. It's meant so much to me just being a part of this community and having 20 of you here right now chatting to me about the comic book community and what we love about it. That's what I love to see, man. We got Chonko saying, I think it just means meeting like-minded people. You can kind of tell right away when you watch someone's videos. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, meeting like-minded people is always good. Got Dwayne. Hello, my man. Good to see you. And then we got Matt likes comics. What is your favorite thing about the community? I just think how generous everyone is. Like, I've been overwhelmed by the generosity and just the kindness of people in the community. Like, you know, sometimes you'll just be having a hard day, and there are just a lot of really good people out there who really do a lot of good and do a lot just from the good of their hearts. And so that's really what I love about it. I just love how connected we are. Like, yeah, there are bad actors, but for the most part, people just want to share their love of comics, and that includes, like the acts of kindness that I see given. And I think that's really great. It's because we just love comics so much that we want someone else to appreciate it the way we do for nothing in return. And so I think that's really just what I love the most, how generous people are, how people just spread the love. I mean, I've done some giveaways, and stuff like that always makes me feel good. And so, yeah, I've had a lot of very generous people like Tony right here. I'm gonna put his comment up. He's been very generous. He sent me a couple packages that I've opened on my channel, and no reason for him to do that other than just out of kindness, wanting to share comics with people who will appreciate them. And I want to do more of that. I've been going through my stuff, I'm downsizing stuff. Obviously not everything, but I'm going through and I'm kind of figuring out stuff that maybe I can let go of. And I want to put together maybe some mystery packs and maybe send out some AOKs of my own, and maybe put something together for a future giveaway. We are getting fairly close to 2,000 subscribers, which is nuts to me. We just passed 1.8K. And I can't believe it. I mean, it's only been maybe like 2 months since reaching the 1K. And I'm overwhelmed by how kind everybody has been. And, like I absolutely love it. I love what I'm doing right now, chatting with you guys about comics. And the fact that many people have come across me and have resonated with something I've had to say and have clicked that subscribe button, it really means the world to me. And it's a little intimidating sometimes, it kind of is intimidating to have more eyes on you every day, if that makes sense. But I love it and I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who has been checking out my collection videos. Obviously those videos, aren't getting the same push from the algorithm as some of my other videos. Of course, everyone wants to see me go out and spend money on comics, but no one wants to see the collection I already have. But that's okay, man, because I mean, the people who are watching them seem to really enjoy it. And I think doing stuff like that, even if I know it's not going to get as many views as maybe, something else where I'm going out hunting for comics, I think it's good to do stuff like that. Just like it's good to do these live streams, because I think it strengthens sort of the bond we have as a community. And that's why I've really been enjoying it, because, I want you guys to see what I collect. You already get a taste of it when you see my pickups, but I like sharing my books and talking about them, and going through them has just been really fun and kind of making me rediscover some things I may have forgotten about. Like I was saying in my most recent Detective Comics video from yesterday, how it was like I used to kind of gloss over a lot of the Batman books, or the Detective Comics, I'm sorry, from like the 600 range, like a lot of those like late 80s, 90s titles because they're so heavily reprinted. We see them all over the place all the time. And so I kind of gloss over them, but I really just making that video, it made me kind of appreciate like just how nice the covers are and how cool they look. Like Batman really was just doing good. He was really strong in like the late 80s, 90s, and I can't say that about a lot of other characters. So, yeah, it's been fun. And so, yeah, what's my favorite part of the comic community? The people. The great people that I've gotten to interact with, their generosity, their kindness and support. I think that's really what it boils down to. So let's see what we got here. Got Mike's Total Dragon channel. Absolutely. I just love talking about all the cool books and things I enjoy about the community. Enough of the doom and gloom. Preach, man. I agree. And you know what? Like, here's the thing. I think that being critical, talking about negative things is okay, and it has a time and place if there's a greater purpose to the conversation. Like I was saying before, I personally think that when I've made videos like that have kind of glossed over drama, I've always felt like there was something that I wanted to talk about that I thought I could further a conversation with. If I don't ever feel like I can add something to a conversation, then I don't want to be a part of it. Like, I don't want to go out and provoke other people or go after communities of people, go after people who like certain things. And so I think that if you don't have anything to contribute, you should probably just kind of keep your mouth shut and stay quiet about the situation, because you know what? Not everyone has to have an opinion about everything, Like, it's okay to be indifferent sometimes. Like, there are a lot of comics that come out that don't really appeal to me or look interesting. And you know what? I just ignore them. I don't need to come out here and give a rant every time there's a story that sounds lame to me, or if a writer says something cringy, or if another YouTuber says something cringy. Like, I just don't have the desire to do that. Like, I talk about what I want to talk about. I'm never going to force content. I'm never going to do something just because it's a trending thing to talk about. And so, yeah, there's been a lot of doom and gloom, a lot of people taking shots at each other lately. And I just don't get it. I really, really don't. But that's the world we live in today. We got Matt saying, comic showings are my favorite. I love seeing the pride people have and what they have put together. Yeah, dude, I agree with that. Like, I've always loved collection videos. Like, back in the day, when I was doing my stuff, like my CD and Blu-ray stuff, I always loved watching collection videos, and I don't see, people really doing that with comics. A lot of the time it's kind of unboxings or more, like a challenge type thing. So for me, I've always just really liked just going through a collection and just giving detail about everything. And so I appreciate it. I'm glad that you have enjoyed seeing it. And there will be more of it to come. I might take a little bit of a break and do a couple different kinds of videos. I kind of want to take some of the stuff we're talking about tonight and kind of make that into a bit of a video, because, I have kind of, even though my videos have been well-meaning and the stuff that I've been talking about has been well-meaning with a good intention, in a way, I don't like the fact that I contributed to any sort of negativity. I mean, like, I'm not like an overly toxically positive person. Like, if something bothers me, if I feel it's important to talk about, I'm gonna talk about it. But when it comes to like the comic book community, my experiences have been positive, and I want to further that and show people a side of the community that maybe they aren't seeing every day when they click on YouTube, when they click on whatever. So I want to, get into making a video about the best parts of the comic community, because I did a video that was the problem with YouTube's comic community, and I don't view that as a negative video. I think that that was a video made with love for the community. And yeah, the title and thumbnail may be a little bit inflammatory, and you know it is what it is. You know me, I'm kind of spicy. I do my thing and I get a little spicy because you know what? I like to provoke. I like to get people's attention and maybe make them think about some things that might be uncomfortable, that maybe, not everyone wants to hear, but that I think are important to talk about. And right now, I've been seeing so much negativity, so much hatred people have for others, that I think what's important right now is to just talk about why we're all here and why we decided to do this in the first place. I want to talk about why I'm here in the comic community, why I'm sticking around, because this is great. Like, this is really great. And, we're all just here hanging out, 19, 20 of us hanging out. Really cool. It's not politics, that's for sure. That's right, my man, it's not. Politics does not make the world better a lot of the time. Indy, what's up? Hello. Robbie said, other than Batman, who is your number 2 and number 3? Good question. I would say my number 2, Green Lantern. Always been a big Green Lantern fan. And maybe it's a little generic, but Hal Jordan's always been my favorite. I just don't think there's been a better Lantern than him. But I do really like John Stewart, too. I really liked the Green Lantern War Journal that he had just recently. So, yeah, and then number 3, I kind of go between some. Lately, it's been Superman, though. Lately, I think, especially in terms of collecting, Superman, I've actually been enjoying collecting a bit more than Green Lantern lately, just because, like, there's so many sort of offshoots of Superman, and a lot of those Silver Age covers are just something, so. Yeah, we got Mike here saying, I don't want to make a video just to get views. Yeah, man, I totally agree. Like, I'll never force a video or, like, do a review just because I think it'll get a lot of clicks or, buy a certain book or a certain thing. Like, when I did those Dollar Tree videos, I did that because that was just something I genuinely wanted to do, and it just happened to be that it was a trending topic, and the videos did really well. But, you know what? I would never, like, just go out and force something. Like, I'm not gonna start streaming Marvel Rivals, like, that's not my cup of tea. I don't play those kind of games. Although I do think that maybe doing some gaming streams down the line, once I kind of upgrade my setup, would be fun. So that's something I might want to figure out. But you know what? You'll never You'll never see me making a video that I don't mean from the bottom of my heart. Everything you hear from me on my channel, it's coming from my heart. Those are my pure, unfiltered thoughts. And yeah. So Ian and Becca said, "You've been doing great with your content. It's been amazing watching you grow." Oh, thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate all the people who've like come over from Instagram that have kind of been watching my journey. I really appreciate it, and it warms my heart. It really, really does. So thank you guys. And then we got Indy saying, "I feel like there's enough negativity in the world. I like spreading positivity." I agree, man. Like, whatever happened to if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say anything. Like, it's just getting wild out there. Like, you say something on the internet that people don't like, and then, whoa, what the heck? That was weird. Sorry guys, I don't know what happened there. My stream just like cut out and my phone just like went to the camera for some reason. Totally weird, but what were we saying? Oh yeah. Spreading positivity. Yeah, I agree. Like, I just think that if I don't have something to contribute, why would I even bother opening my mouth? Like, if all I have to do or say is to just ruin someone's day or just piss someone off or to me it doesn't matter what someone does. You should never like try to go after them personally or like start threatening their livelihood, their work, their relationships. Like, it's just really getting freaky out there. Like, there are some groups of people who just have a lot of really bad intentions and foster communities of people that like to go after and harass people, and they don't feel any real responsibility for what they're doing. It's getting really bad, and I don't ever want anything like that going on. Like, I'm never gonna censor people. Like, people who want to come into my chat, you're free to say what you want. Like, if you don't like me, have at it. You know what? I'm here, I'm putting myself out, I'm on display. So have at it. Like, I can take it, but I don't like to see it thrown at others. Like, that's how I've always been. Like, you can say whatever you want about me, but I don't like to see other people get messed with. And so I really don't like all the shots I've been seeing people take at others in the comic community. And I don't even know what it's about, like, half the time. Like, I've really just kind of tuned out of that. But, like, I watch people's streams, friends I have on here, or, just other channels that I like, I'll tune into their streams. And sometimes other people are brought up and clips from other streams are brought up. Like, I don't go out of my way to find some of this stuff, but it just seems like a group of dudes can't just sit around and have a conversation about comic books without somebody making it about someone else's personal life. Like, why? Why is that? Like, if you're not going to talk about comics, don't call yourself a comic book channel. Like, if you're trying to build a channel off of drama, off of like, then just don't call yourself a comic book channel at that point. Like, at this point, if your content is just about tearing other people down, then like, people like that are just making the hobby worse. It's my opinion, and maybe some people don't want to hear it, but I just think that there are a lot of people who genuinely just hurt the community. And I don't want to see that. I want to see everyone love their comics. And so I'll never, throw shots at anyone, no matter how much I don't like the content they make, or I don't like the attitude that they're putting out into the world. I would never take shots at anyone. I have no desire to put anyone down. I just hope that maybe through the message I spread, that maybe one day, some of those kind of angry people might just look at their comics and just find joy in them. Just like when I was going through my detective comics and I was going through those 600s that I had been neglecting and ignoring. And you know what? I looked at them and I'm like, hey, you know what? You're not that bad. And I want to read this. This looks really good. And you know what? I think some of these guys just need to do that with their collection. They just got to pick up their books and be like, hey, you know what? I want to read some comics, and maybe that will inspire them to talk about something else and make some different content. You know what? That's just all I'm saying, because it's just getting sad. You gotta find that video now? Mike, what video are you talking about? You let me know. Jason, what's up? Your Batman collection videos were awesome. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I'm glad you've enjoyed it. Yeah, there are 3 parts to my Batman collection right now. I did Silver, Bronze, and Copper Age in the first part. And then I did my Batman from after Crisis on Infinite Earths and before the New 52. And then I did Detective Comics from that same era, after Crisis, before New 52. So 3 parts to my Batman collection. And I also did Legends of the Dark Knight, so technically I guess that's 4 parts. I did Elseworlds, Brave and the Bold. So yeah, I've got a lot of... Oh, and Aquaman and Superman. So yeah, we got a lot of good content that I've been putting out there. And I've been having fun with it. Just chit-chatting, showing my books. So hello, Justin. Thank you for stopping by. I'm not having anyone on the show today. This is going to be a solo stream. And I do have a guest planned for next week. I'll talk about that a little bit at the end. But I had some very nice people reach out to me. And so I do have a guest planned for next week. So yeah, I'm sorry. This is going to be a solo stream for today. Do you like the modern art style in the new covers? Greg asks. It depends. I talked a little bit about this before, that I think that some of the recent comic book art hasn't really been tickling my fancy as much. But I think that the covers are still pretty strong. But I do feel like a lot of the times the variant covers do wind up being better. So, I'm iffy on it, but yeah, I don't know. Justin, I love your videos. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. And don't worry, man. I'll definitely have you on to talk soon. I do want to chat and get to talk to you, because I know you said that you collect like TV series and stuff like that, and so I think it would be really cool. I always love talking to people about physical media collections, so don't worry, my friend. All right, and then we got Uncle Dave's again. I am here because I was born with my tongue tied, could not breathe well, have several surgeries on my face. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was born tongue-tied, actually. Or was it? It was either me or my brother. One of us was born tongue-tied. I was born with dislocated hips. One of us was born tongue-tied. I don't remember. Honestly, I was a baby, so But yeah. Unbox the Universe, best DC Comics character video game, not a part of the Arkham series. Injustice. I'm a big fighting game fan. I love Mortal Kombat, so Injustice is like the best of both worlds for me. And go check out Unbox the Universe, subscribe to their channel. They do unboxings of like trading cards and cool stuff like that. And they're actually going to be my guest next week. Same time, same place, Thursday night, 7 p.m. And they are actually sending me a pretty cool care package that I'm going to be opening up live for you guys. So if that sounds interesting to you, set your reminders. I'll put out the reminders soon so you guys can check that out. I'll come up with a fun thumbnail. They made a really cool promotional video for it using my logo, and I love it. So thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you guys. We got Uncle Dave's again. I wasn't expected to live a year old. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm so glad that you're here right now, man. You know what? We never know how much time we have. Nothing in life is ever promised. So that's why I don't want to waste a minute, because anything could happen. Life is crazy and unexpected. Things happen all the time. And so, my friend Dave, I'm glad that you're here, and I appreciate that you've kept going, you've kept fighting. You said you're dealing with trolls on your channel. Well, that's really, really hurtful, man. And this is going to lead into something, because I've been planning a few videos. I actually have something written out that I've had on the back burner, and I've been waiting for the right time to make the video. And so I think after today, I feel inspired to do the video, because the video is going to be about dealing with negativity online. And the reason I want to make this video is because I think I can help some people. Because, like, I don't really get a whole lot of negativity on my channel right now. But you know what? Like, when I was younger, as a kid, I definitely got some negativity. I got, a lot of angry people. When you're reviewing music, particularly some of the stuff I was doing, like I was doing metal reviews. Metal fans are very passionate. And another group that's very passionate was the emo kids. And I pissed off a lot of emo kids back in the day. And some of the comments could really get to you when you're not expecting a wave of negativity to come at you. And, that was a long time ago. We're talking 12, 13 years ago. And I spent a lot of time offline, kind of learning a lot about myself. And so in that time, I've learned a lot about sort of dealing with negativity and finding the inner strength to not let it get to you. And so I'm not going to give too much away about what I want to talk about in the video, but my friend Dave, you seem like you need a little bit of encouragement right now, so I want to give you some words to think about. This is from the book Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, and I'm paraphrasing. There are many translations, but essentially what he said was, you can only let something destroy you if it destroys your character. So if the trolls going to your channel and leaving negative comments, saying hurtful things, if you let that consume you and take a part of you, if it changes who you are, if it brings you to that level, then that's what can hurt you and destroy you. But the comments themselves, It's going to happen. You know what? People will have something negative to say, regardless of what you're posting, regardless of what you're saying. There are contrarians. There are just people who disagree. There are people who are just in a nasty mood, who just want to take it out on somebody else. And you don't have to let it get to you. It doesn't have to hurt you if you don't let it. So I'm going to leave you with that. And yeah, look out for that video. I hope it can help some people. My stack of unread books are taller than me. Oh my goodness, dude. I would imagine mine is as well. I got some omnibus back there that aren't read. So if I were to stack that up, all the trades, all the single issues, dude, yeah, it might be taller than my house, honestly. Okay, then we got Ian and Becca. Thank you. Matt said, you showed a few books I need. Well, that's awesome. And that's what I love about, that's another thing. I'm going to go off on another little tangent about what I love about the comic community. And that's that, like, we're all learning from each other. Like, whether you're somebody like me who is, you know, in your 20s and, you know, you haven't been collecting since, you know, the heyday of comics, I guess. You haven't been there through all of it. Like, there are still people who have been collecting for decades and who still come to my videos and walk away learning something. And you know what, sometimes people correct me in the comments if I slip up and make a mistake. And, you know, there are never any hard feelings there because I want to get better. I want to learn. You know, there are over 100 years of history in comic books. There's no way that everyone is going to know everything. And so I think that's awesome that we're all learning from each other. And someone like me who, you know, still a young collector compared to most of you guys out there, you know, you guys can still come here and find some value in what I'm saying and share your insights with me and just make me a better collector. I love that. And so, yeah, that's end of tangent there. Comic Mike, hi there, love your channel. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you for stopping by. Everyone who's here for the first time, thank you. This has been an awesome stream. And we got Comic Mike again saying, nice Batman books, keep adding. Absolutely, man. I'm never going to stop. That's going to be a collection that I always keep with me. No matter how my collecting changes, evolves over time, Batman is always going to be my top main character that I collect. So there we go. Then we got Dwayne. As an older reader, I don't read most of the newer DC Marvel books, but I do like hell of a lot of indie comics. Hellboy, Nexus, Ghost Machine, Usagi Yojimbo, etc. It's all good too. Yeah, man. I haven't really read Hellboy. I'm interested though. And Ghost Machine. I have been loving Ghost Machine, so I appreciate all the love that it has been getting. So yeah, I agree with you. Like, I like some of the stuff DC's been doing lately, but for the most part, most of my interest is back issue hunting at this point. So yeah. See people enjoying what they like. Yep. We got Scrotus. Thank you for coming in, man. Your channel is always awesome. It's nice to see your collection and the cover artist you like. Can't wait till the Lobo video. Shout out to my boy, Couchin' and Slouchin' with C Bizzle. Well, thank you. Yeah, the Lobo video is working. It's coming. I'm working on it. Think that maybe I'm gonna do the video I was just talking about. I have something written out to kind of talk about dealing with negativity online, and then after that I maybe will start working on that Lobo video. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it in like best Lobo stories or if I want to just go through and show my Lobo collection and just give recommendations that way. I'm thinking about maybe doing a best list, but people seem to dig the collection videos, and I enjoy just kind of being a little more casual and just kind of talking off the cuff. I have a lot of stuff I'm working on that is going to take a lot of preparation. Like, I'm not going to give too much away about some of the videos I have on the back burner, but I'll just say that I have one planned out that probably going to take me at least a month to research, and it's going to involve reading a lot of comics, watching pretty much every Batman movie, and probably watching multiple times over and over, replaying certain parts. So it's going to be a big video, and I'm going to be putting a lot into that. So yeah, I've definitely been enjoying just kind of taking a break, and I'll keep trying to find some content to make for the channel, but I'm never gonna force anything, like right now I've been enjoying the relaxed collection videos because I want to save my energy for something bigger, and so that's what I have going on. I'm really excited. I think that it's a really cool concept for a video, and it's not something I think I've seen anyone else do on YouTube. So I think that you guys are really going to dig it. I really hope you do. And then I have another one that's not going to take as long to research. So that one might be coming a little bit sooner, but this one video I'm planning, it might take like maybe a month of research, and then probably a lot of work into actually assembling and making the video and making sure it's all perfect and right the way I like it. So yeah, so even if it seems like content is slow on my channel, I still want to do the live streams and keep the interaction going with you guys. But I definitely, in the next like few weeks, I'm gonna be taking my time and really making some bigger videos that take a little bit more research. So I'm gonna keep you guys busy. I'm gonna give you some stuff to chew on, but just know that there's something else. There's something in the back burner. So thank you. CN, what's up? Always good to see you, my friend. I received my first "get your ugly face off YouTube" messages. Turned out it was one of my good friends trolling. Okay, Matt, I was about to say, who's saying that? Like, I was gonna have to like I don't believe in calling people out, but like if you're gonna insult Matt Likes Comics, you gotta go through me first, man. Matt is a sweetheart. Matt is just a gift to the comic community. This man is a sweetheart. So I appreciate it's good to hear that it was just one of your friends trolling you. And that's what's fun about the community, is that what, we can be friends. We can troll, we can instigate a little bit and still have fun. So all right, that's good, man. I was about to get heated if someone was actually insulting my boy Matt over here. Devo, hello, good to see you. I'm an old school comic reader. Things haven't been good since 1990 or so. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you haven't found comics that you like coming out. And it's definitely not the same as it was in the 90s. So I don't know. I mean, maybe go to your comic shop and, maybe someone can recommend something new that has that kind of feel to it. Like I've really enjoyed like Ghost Machine. I think, I've loved the absolute stuff that DC is doing, but I think right now the best stuff that's coming out has to be Ghost Machine. But I agree with you that I think a lot has been lacking. Like, I like a lot of the new 52 stuff, but after they kind of lost focus of the new 52, and then they kind of just lost focus of everything. So there's good stuff that comes out, but I get it, man, and I totally think that people are valid in not liking stuff that's coming out right now, and people are justified to complain and to be negative if it's what they really feel, if they're being honest, and if it's for the purpose of making things better. So, you know what, man? There's a lot of crap coming out, and we should call it out so comics are made better. Uncle Dave, yeah, to take the comments off your channel. Oh my goodness, that's so sad. Like, why would, I mean, you're a movie and toy channel. Like, I really don't understand what it is about people. And you know what it really is that most of the time, people are unhappy about something that's happening in their life. And I have found that through interacting with some people who have said some negative things to me. And, it's important to choose your battles. And this is something that I will get into when I make my video on the subject. But you know what, for you, if it's good for you, if it's better for you to have the comments off, if it helps you make videos and put yourself out there, then I think that's what you should do. And if the comments were getting to you that much, then it's probably the right choice. But that's really sad. And you know what? I don't like to see that. I don't like to see people bullied and harassed for putting themselves out there, for sharing what they love. Like I said, I can take that shit all day, but I don't like to see it happen to other people. And people don't really give me a lot of shit. And I think it's just because of the way I present myself. Like, I don't know, people don't really want to mess with me. Like, I used to get that kind of stuff when I was younger, but I've learned how to handle people who come to my channel and have something negative to say, and I've even turned some of them into fans. Like, I've made some people who were hating on me subscribers, just kind of through talking to them a little bit, and maybe getting them to realize that maybe they were just having a bad day. And that's what a lot of the time they admit. A lot of the time, when someone says something nasty to you on the internet, it's because they had something bad happen to them. They're stressed out, they're pissed about something, and they want to take it out on someone, some stranger who they'll never see the consequence of their action. So they don't care. They just want to let off whatever steam they have. And I know that's what happens because I've gotten people to admit it to me. And they've even said that, they appreciate how patient I am, how respectfully I respond to it. So, you know what, people, they are reasonable and rational if you just, if you talk to them, if you sort of, and not everyone is reasonable. There are some people who are just unreasonably rude and mean and nasty and just get a kick out of hurting other people. And those people are people who normally don't show their face and would not do what you do. You know what, man? Like, you are here, you're on YouTube, putting yourself out there, sharing something, a hobby that other people might find taboo, that other people might be afraid to be a part of, and you have the bravery to do that, and the people behind the keyboard do not have the bravery to do that. And maybe some of them wish they did. You know, maybe some of them wish they had the courage you did. And so, you know what, it's disgusting to me that you felt so hurt by these commenters that you just didn't want to see it at all. That's so sad, and it's just so disgusting of the world that we live in. So man, I hope that, you know, you don't lose motivation to keep doing what you're doing. And I hope you can just make peace with the fact that people are going to be hurtful and hateful, and it's really about you and how you respond to it and what you put out into the world. So Devo said, I remember when the 1978 Doctor Strange TV movie was a good film, and it was good times. Never seen that one. 1978 Doctor Strange film. Very soon I will be going my own comics. You mean going over your comics? That'd be cool. Let's see. Picked up more stacks of 50-cent comics on clearance at half-price books over the last few days. Getting some old school stuff for pennies. Love these extra 10% off coupons. Yeah, that's cool, man. I don't have a half-price books in my area. We used to have a store that was in like one of the malls in my area, and I don't remember the name of it, but they had half-priced books. They were not a half-price bookstore, but they sold like hardcovers, trade paperbacks of comics, and I used to go there. That was like my spot for years. I got so many things that were like out of print for half off cover price. It was great. But yeah, never actually been to a half price books. You know what? Maybe if I'm ever out in an area that has one, I'll have to check them out. Because you're a My Little Pony fan. Oh, yeah, it sucks that the world can be that way. You know, like, just because somebody else's interest isn't for you, like, I'm so sorry, man. I'm sorry, my husband is in the other room making inappropriate noises. But yeah, man, it sucks that the world has to be that way. But keep doing you. You know what? If it pisses people off that you're a My Little Pony fan, I say piss them off. Like, that's kind of me. Like, if I know that something about me, something that I have an interest in is kind of weird and taboo, I'm gonna just keep doing it. And if it pisses people off, then it pisses people off. And I'll lean into Luke, what are you talking about? Okay, Luke, I'm streaming. And stop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to have a serious discussion about something, and I'm being interrupted by my husband. And he means well, but this is a pretty serious conversation, Luke. I would appreciate if I just had the floor. Okay? So, yeah, dude. I think like if there's such a response, if people are so mad about you being a My Little Pony fan, I think that, you know, that says more about them than it does about you. And so you shouldn't feel the need to hide anything about yourself. So just keep doing you, and And let them be butthurt, let them be mad, let them stay mad. Like, they can't do anything to you. They're not gonna change the taste you have or what kind of comics or toys you buy, so at the end of the day, it's your collection, it's what you want, it's what you love and you look at every day. So, you know what? Let them stay mad. Because you know what? They're missing something in themselves that you have. You have pride in something you're doing. And a lot of the time, folks like that do not. We got Dwayne said, "You have great taste in Silver Age comics." Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, Silver Age has been probably my biggest collecting priority. Although Bronze Age has been catching up, but yeah, I love the Silver Age. Love me some Silver Age, and anytime I can find stuff I'm hunting for cheap, gotta grab it. All right, and we got Devo said Super Snipe and Black Terror forever. We got Uncle Dave says 32 years old. You were born in 1993, January 5th. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a 32-year-old who's into stuff like that. I mean, hey man, everyone has their thing, and so there's nothing wrong with it, man. There's nothing wrong with it. I like cartoons. My husband, he's 30 years old. He loves cartoons. Almost everything he watches are cartoons. If you want to feel better about your interest in My Little Pony, my husband, he claims he's not a weeb. He doesn't, he's not that big of an anime guy, but like all his watch later on everything is anime. And he made me watch this weird anime about this girl. Like, it's like this teenage girl, but it's actually a deer. And like, it's a deer posing as a girl. And it's got antlers, so it's a male deer that's like posing as this like teenage girl. And like finds this other girl and like makes her be her caretaker, like coerces her into being her caretaker, and it's really weird. And my husband made me watch that, and then he started rewatching episodes. But the point I was trying to make, my friend Dave, is that everyone has stuff that other people might find a little strange. And you know what, man? Keep doing you. 32 is young, and you have the rest of your life to, enjoy the stuff you want to enjoy. So don't waste these years, don't hold back, and just keep doing you while you're young. You know what, man? Live it up. My brother and I are going to San Diego Comic-Con this year. Oh my goodness, that's awesome, dude. Congratulations. And I'm sure that you'll have a lot of great content on your channel from that. So very exciting, yeah. Personally, I don't think I could do like a big convention like that. I mean, of course, if I had the opportunity, I'd check it out, but like, to me, I don't know, I'm weird with like big crowds of people because I love going to concerts. And like when there's music and when like, there's everyone moving around, moving to the music, it's different. But like I've seen like some pictures of Comic-Con where it looks like a concert where the floor is just like crowded, and I don't like crowds of people like that, especially not when I'm trying to look for comics and trying to buy stuff. Like, I don't know. I like the small comic shows, but that's still awesome. That's going to be a great milestone for you. So congratulations, and I hope you enjoy it. I can't wait to hear all about it, my friend. We got Javier. Hey, y'all. Hope everyone is doing good. We are. We're having a great chat, so thank you for joining us, my man. Judo Master for 12 cents back in the day started my life. That's awesome, man. Well, thank you for sharing. Yeah. Thank you to everyone who's coming in here, sharing what they like about comics. You know, even if you don't like any comics that are coming out right now, you know what? If you liked a comic at any point, then I want to hear what you have to say and what you love about it and what makes you still drawn to the comic community, even if you're not picking up current issues, like Devo right here. You know what? He doesn't like current comics, but he's right here and he's still engaging in the community. And so that's awesome, dude. Thank you for stopping in and sharing that. CN, I like both Marvel and DC comics. Yeah, well, I like DC, of course. And you know what? I haven't read a lot of Marvel, so I'm not gonna really, give my opinion on Marvel comics. But I'll say that I don't like the MCU, and I really just there aren't a lot of Marvel characters that draw me in like I'm drawn into DC. But I'm not gonna deny that there's phenomenal writing from all comic publishers out there. Everyone's released duds, everyone's released good stuff. So, yeah. I'm gonna have to take a break soon and get some water. My mouth is getting super dry, so let's see how many chats. Okay, I have quite a few chats to get through still, so I need to get some water so I can keep on doing this. So, I think I'm gonna do that. Maybe I'll run out and take a puff of the devil's lettuce, and then I'll be back. So keep chatting it up, dude. I want people in this community to just keep talking about what they love about it, what comics they love, why they're here, why they join the comic community. I want to hear it all from you. What is your favorite part of the comic community? If you haven't let me know already, write out a comment and I'm going to be right back. So enjoy a little display back. Alrighty guys, I'm back. Sorry about that, but thank you to everyone who stuck around. Let's see where we were in the chat. We got Dwayne said Seed of Destruction and Wake the Devil trades are a good place to start. Okay. Well, thank you for the recommendations, my man. I will keep that in mind. Got rid of the community tab. Yeah, recently YouTube has made it so anyone can post in your community tab, and yeah, so I definitely, I get it. And I'm sorry you feel that way. Oh, Luke's just brought my kitten in, so she doesn't seem interested in being on camera today, though. But yeah, man, I'm really sorry to hear that you feel that way, and I hope that, you know, you can get to the point where maybe you can open that up a little bit more, because although there are a lot of negative people out there who have a lot of nasty things to say, there are a lot of really good people, and I don't want to spoil too much because I do want to make a video on it, and I have some things written out, but you know, something that I was going to talk about that I have written out for my video is that I don't think it's a good idea to turn off comments or to censor comments, because yes, there are some people who are just going to say things irrationally, say things out of anger, but you know, you also are closing yourself off by shutting off comments, by shutting off your community. You're closing yourself off to potential friendships. You're closing yourself off to criticism that might be constructive and might make you better. And so it's really all about going through the comments that you get and determining which ones are valuable to you and which ones aren't. And I mean, if it gets to you that much, then I get it, keep it off for a little while, but you know what? I think we need to show this man some love. So if you're here right now, I want you to go over to Uncle Dave's channel, give him a sub, and show him that this community isn't so bad, and there are a lot of good, well-meaning people. And maybe through coming around here, interacting in live streams, you know, getting to meet people, maybe you will want to open yourself up to that, and maybe eventually, you know, you will be ready to invite that community in again. And I understand. Trust me. I understand why you would want to do it, why you would feel like it's necessary right now to protect your peace. I understand and I sympathize. And all I say is that, my friend, I hope that through being here, through chatting with people in this community, that maybe one day you'll be ready to open yourself up to it again. So that's that. But you know what? Go at your own pace. Javier, I've officially given up on trying to find the Dollar Tree comics. Hopefully they'll show up randomly. Yeah, I found them and they sold out really fast, so maybe in your area something like that happened. And some areas just didn't get them. Like, there were some stores in my area that I don't think got them at all. And they couldn't have been on the shelf for more than a week. Like, those things were selling out fast. And it's actually kind of funny, since we're sort of talking about, like, negative comments, like, I was surprised at how many people, like, had something, like, weird to say about my Dollar Tree videos. Like, almost sort of insulting me for looking for these Dollar Tree comics, like saying stuff like there was one comment that was like saying they're not worth the paper they're printed on, like, or somebody like, you know, in my video, saying I will not stop until I find these comics, where I was checking out Dollar Tree and Five Below. Someone decided they were going to be a smart ass and comment, well, maybe you should check a comic shop instead. And like, I'm at the point where I don't validate commenters like that because they just want to get a rise. Like, if that person actually checked out my channel, they would see that I look for comics at the comic shop quite often. But when something different and interesting comes around that I want to do and I want to talk about, then I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to check it out. And there will always be someone that objects to what you're saying and what you're doing and just wants to stir things up. And I've just learned to let them, because you know what, dude? The thing is that if you start getting like rude comments or more critical comments, like people that don't necessarily like you aren't your supporters, I view that as like a sign that my channel's doing well and that it's reaching more people. And so I think that for me, it's a good thing. But yeah, so yeah, you'd be surprised. You'd really be. I was genuinely surprised, like how many people were just like hating on the Dollar Tree comics, or like feeling the need to voice how worthless they feel that these comics are. Like, regardless of what they're worth, what their resale value is going to be, they're selling out because people wanted to buy them. Whether they're collectors like me or their parents buying them for their kids, people were interested. And yeah, people like to get worked up over some funny stuff sometimes. Was just watching the old Filmation cartoons for the Atom, Teen Titans, and Hawkman. Really takes me back. Used to see them at the drive-in back in the day. Yeah, I think I've watched some of that stuff. Like, back in the day, for a little while, there was like a DC Universe streaming service that had like shows and movies. And so I think I may have watched some of that stuff on there. Yo, guys, check out my water bottle. You see that? The bat symbol there. So everything I have, there was a little while where I just wanted to get as much stuff with a bat symbol on it as I could. So I could be like Adam West and just have bat themed everything. All right, so we got Scrotus. Have you seen the 1943 Batman serial on YouTube? Add that to your research. I have it. I got the DVDs actually. I bought a box set at Walmart and it had both of the Batman serials. There was one that was a little bit earlier, and then there was one that I think had Batman and Robin in it. And then it also had the Shadow serial, so it was a pretty cool box set. But the thing about my video is that I'm sticking to Batman's and I don't want to say too much because it would be giving away the topic of the video, but this is only about Batman movies that have gotten a theatrical release. So, talking Batman 66, talking 89, Talking Returns, Forever, Batman and Robin, you know, Batman Began. Oh, Mask of the Phantasm as well. That's theatrical, so that would be in there as well. And then, Dark Knight trilogy, Batman v Superman, I guess, and then the Batman. So I'm not going to give too much away, but yeah, the serials, I don't think are going to be a part of that, but I do own the DVDs of them. So yes, I am aware. Devo said, yeah, I own the 43 Batman serial. Great stuff. Used to watch them on my Uncle Frank's wall on the film way back in the day. The 70s. Yeah. Yeah, they're fun. Definitely, not the best Batman stuff out there, but they're fun to watch. If you're someone who appreciates old film and old history like that, it's definitely worth checking out. First and Now were the last good companies doing stuff. Got CN saying in San Diego there are stores called Comics and Stuff. Okay. Plenty of great back issues. Support your LCS. Yep, man. Everyone out there who has an LCS, you know what? Definitely go there and buy a few books every week because they need the support. Comic shops are struggling. We talked a little bit about comic shops last week, and they really need the support. So if you love comics, if there's any new comic at all that you like coming out, go out, support your LCS. It's just a shame that a lot of them aren't getting the books right now, and that's through no fault of their own, but it's hurting businesses that can't really take the hurt right now, Sucks. And then we got Devo again saying Columbus, Ohio used to have 27 comic shops. Now it only has 4. Oh my goodness. Yeah, 27. Yeah, Devo, we talked about that whole subject last week. So if you missed out on that live stream, definitely go check that out where we talked about comic shops. And I kind of gave a little bit of my take there. But yeah, it definitely seems like comic shops are sort of going the way of the video rental stores, and eventually it will sadly get to the point where very few are left if serious measures aren't taken to adapt. So yeah, it's a shame the times that we are in, but physical retailers, a lot of the time, especially when it comes to physical media, something so niche, it's really hard to keep up in a physical market, in a physical brick and mortar location, when there's just too much competition online. So, that's something I talked about last week. That I think that the businesses who do survive and thrive are going to be the ones who have an online presence. And even if they're not selling comics online, building a clientele through social media outside of their area, people who would travel to check their place out. That's why I make the videos I do at my local shops, because first of all, I love making them. And the shops love it because I'm helping promote their business, and people who pass by the area might want to check out those shops. I've gotten plenty of comments from people saying they would check out the shops, and the shop owners, they love checking out my videos and reading the comments and seeing what people have to say. They love that. And that's what comic shops are going to need to survive. They're going to need online word of mouth. They're going to need a good reputation in the online comic space, because we are so small, we are so niche. It's like everyone kind of knows everyone in the comic community. And so people who just kind of avoid, Instagram or Facebook. I mean, Facebook is kind of dying, but people who don't adapt and build an online presence and promote their brand in a positive way and use the tools that we have to keep their clientele strong, those are the ones who will unfortunately kind of go the way of Blockbuster, where they refused to adapt to a changing market. So, yeah, it's a shame. And the pandemic really didn't help. So, a lot of small businesses are struggling right now. So like we were just saying, if you have a comic shop anywhere close to you, you have the ability to get there. You have the ability to walk, drive, take a bike, Uber, whatever. If there's any comic you like, any back issues they have that you're hunting for, go out, support your comic shop when you can. CN says, I used to remove comments from my videos because there were people leave links from a disgusting website. Yeah, I'm pretty sure YouTube is a lot better at filtering out spam and stuff like that now. And so I've talked about how, like, YouTube censors comments and how, a lot of well-meaning comments probably get censored for no good reason, but there also is the benefit that you're not seeing, like, spam links and, like, crazy stuff like that every video now, because it used to be really bad at one point. So, yeah, a lot of the time that stuff's just, like, bots or, not good stuff. And I don't think I've seen any spam like that since I've come back to YouTube. It used to pop up all the time back in the day, but they've gotten pretty good at getting rid of that stuff. And we got Mike's saying, yeah, don't let the trolls bother you. Just tell them thanks for watching. Right. Yeah, I always try to thank people for taking the time to watch my video. And some people, they, have left maybe constructive criticism. And, I'll always thank people for taking their time and watching the video. And you know what? If they felt the need to leave a comment, you did something to them, So clearly, I think you're doing something right. Like, if you don't upset at least a few people, I don't think you're doing something right. So, the more people you have, the more eyes you have on you, the more likely it is that people are just gonna find you that don't like you, and just have to kind of learn to be okay with that and accept that if you're going to grow on YouTube and grow an audience and grow a community, that there are going to be people exposed to you that don't like you and don't have the best things to say. And so right now, I get it. You're doing what you have to do, man. Dave, if you're still watching, and I just hope that you can get to the point where you are willing to open up to that community again. So, my man, we got a good community here. We have a lot of good people in the chat that are cheering you on and want to see you do the best, want to see you do your thing. So, want you to keep going. There's no reason to let anyone else disturb your peace. And then we have Kevin Kelly. At the end of the day, we're all just here to have a good time. Yep, and that's why the comic book community is one of the best communities, because for the most part, most of us that are here, we just want to have fun. We just love something so much that it brings us together. And, this is something that we don't get every day in real life. As comic fans, we don't just walk into, our job, or we don't just walk into, like, a family gathering and just expect that people have read the newest comic that we can talk about. Like, like after a movie or a game comes out, like you kind of expect that there will be people that know what you're talking about to talk about that stuff with. And you just don't get that with comics, even with how popular comic book movies are. You just don't get those types of conversations about comic books. So it is really cool to be able to come here online and just talk about something that I read that was really cool. Like, I just read Batman Dark Patterns, the first issue. Man, that shit was sick. Shit was cool and freaky. Like, there's like this like serial killer villain that, like, he's like, I don't want to spoil too much, but his entire body is just covered in nails. Like, he's just pierced his flesh with nails. And it is they're all in fatal locations. So if Batman strikes this man, he would be forced to kill this man. So he can't defend himself, and he just has to stand there and take the beating. And man, it was sick. That was some crazy stuff. So definitely I need to pick up the rest of the issues. I was behind on checking that out, but I've been trying to get back into my reading pattern. And man, Batman Dark Patterns, don't sleep on that, man. Like, that is some freaky shit, and I love it. I love freaky shit. And you know what? That's why, it's another reason why we're all so great, man, because you know what? We're all kind of freaks a little bit. Feel like some kind of weird, freaky stuff. And that's okay. You know what? We can all just join together here and be freaks. I see you. Those titty books. Bondage covers. Virgin variants. I see you, freaks. And you know what, man? I'm one too. So, we're all welcome here. We're all fucking freaks. And that's fucking cool. So, I love the comic book community. Devo said, we need more drive-ins, video stores, and comic shops. Bring back the good old days. Well, man, this is the right channel for you, because I've made videos at a drive-in, at a video store, and at multiple comic shops. So this is the channel for you, man. And yeah, it's a shame that, the video store I went to in my area, it's one that I've gone to for years, and sadly, they're starting to phase out of selling movies because it's just not a sustainable business anymore. So it's a shame. And the drive-in in my area was bought up by a big chain. So, they're still there, kind of keeping the vintage idea of it alive, but there is still something about it that's missing, like there is something about the drive-in that just hasn't hit the same since it's been owned by a big company as opposed to being a family business. Like they used to, well, they still do. Like they'll do Retro Tuesdays where every Tuesday there'll be a double feature of some different older movies, like whether it's from a few years ago or from decades ago. And they used to have like a lot more variety. But since they've been taken over by Dipson, and it's just been like the same movies over and over, and none of them are ones that I really feel like I need to go out and see. Like, it was awesome. Oh my goodness, I got a bit of a story, because the best time at the drive-in ever. Let me take a sip of water, and then I'll tell you. So, best time at the drive-in was absolutely when they were playing Flash Gordon and Highlander. And oh my goodness, we took Luke's brother, and he had never seen either one of those movies. And it was great, man. That was a blast. Like, just hotbox in the car. It was great. The Queen music. Luke, what are you doing? Get out. Okay, do you want to come in? Do you want to come say hi?
I want to say hi.
Okay, you could come say hi. I'm not mean. I'm just messing with him. That's how we are. You could come in and compete. Yeah, there's some boxes in the way, so he's got to walk around. But Luke is gonna come say hi. But
I hope I don't look too disheveled and fugly.
But yeah,
Oh, hi.
So yeah, that was the best experience. We've had a lot of good experiences at the drive-in, but that was quite a few years ago, before COVID.
Yeah,
So.
I've definitely seen Flash Gordon multiple times, so I knew right when it was the perfect time to light up. Pretty much anytime there's Queen music. Anytime you hear Queen, time to light up. Oh, it's here.
All right. Well, look, I have a lot of chats to catch up.
Oh, hi, Doug.
Wait, what? Who are you talking to?
Chat.
Oh. You said Doug. I don't see anyone named Doug here.
Oh, Doug and Matt. Yo.
It's not Doug. What do you mean?
Who's that?
Who's
that guy?
Oh, okay. I'm not caught up. I'm sorry. I'm not caught up. Okay.
Yeah. It's good to see familiar faces. I like this. This is a lot of fun.
Trolls are big and tough at a distance and are really cowardly. Yeah. Yeah, they're people who most of the time will not stand behind what they're saying and show their face or reveal their name, but yeah. All right.
You need to feed off their rage.
Devo said, indeed, the world didn't used to be a complete cesspool. We didn't even lock our doors until 1992. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Luke was just telling me that recently he was at, like, Panera, just sitting in his car for a second, and some dude tried to get in his car, like, just walked up and started just going for the door.
Yeah, I'd like to think I don't look like an easy victim either, and he was just pulled on the door. I don't know. I had a little spidey sense that told me to lock the door as soon as I get in, and then suddenly this guy that I didn't even see coming. I mean, I thought I saw him anyway, but hey, just starts pulling on the door. I don't know if he's cold or what. There was a business right there. He could have walked in. I don't know. It was weird and freaky.
Yeah, the world is getting weird, man. That's for sure. Okay, doing your own comic books. Yeah, well, I would love to check out anything that you do, man. So keep it up. Keep up the good work. Greg says, when the next Batman movie comes out, what storyline or villain would you like to see? Well,
I want to see the Penguin smoking, first of all.
Okay, Luke, they asked me. So, I think a lot of us really want to see the Court of Owls. I think it would be really cool and that would really fit in. I think that they might be doing Hush. That's my little prediction. They kind of hinted at Hush, and so that's kind of what I think is going to happen. But I think that we might get some sprinkles of the Court of Owls in there as well. And I'm guessing that, we're going to get kind of like a sort of a war games kind of setup where there's a bit of a gang struggle going on. So it's kind of what I would like to see. I'd like to see more of kind of the gang war and the fight for power in Gotham. And I suspect that we're going to get a little bit of Hush. I suspect that probably Catwoman is going to come back and make some kind of an appearance. But yeah, I don't have any like one storyline from the comics that I'd want to see adapted. I kind of like that they're sort of just doing their own thing and loosely pulling things from the comics and making this universe in its own way, but totally feels genuine to Batman of the comics. So
I
yeah.
think it'd be really cool to see not a comic book inspired Batman story, but actually a more true crime. Like if they dove into the serial killer Legends of the Dark Knight kind of vibe, where it was just Batman doing detective work and him, kind of crossing into morally gray boundaries to get the right answers. I think that'd be a cool story if instead of comic book inspired, he took a little bit from more like true crime, kind of like how Law and Order does. I think that'd be really cool.
All right. We got Matt who says, I like Smurfs and strawberry shortcake. Yeah, man. I mean, hey, I grew up having like a Tweety Bird collection as a little kid, and you know what? Like I don't keep that stuff around. Like I don't, put it out, but it's all still at my parents' house, and I don't want them to get rid of it. So, we all have, little things. So there's no shame in anything you like. My sisters and I, we love watching My Little Pony. You know what? Hey, man, it's something a lot of people like watching. Some people just like it because it's a fun cartoon and it has good messages about friendship. That's from what I understand, because I've never watched any of it, or even as a kid I was never into the stuff related to it that was out at the time, but from what I understand, it's always been something about friendship, and that's what's always drawn people to it and has given it that sort of cult-like fan base. So, you know what, man? Those people aren't your friends then. If people are going to shame you for thinking that's cool, those people aren't your friends, and you know what? Don't let them hurt you.
Yeah, who cares what you like? It's you're a functioning adult. If you want to watch My Little Pony, or I have the thing, I happen to like We Bare Bears. I love that cartoon.
Yeah,
right. That's the same. Like, who cares?
Yeah,
I don't understand this weird. I think it's with the boomers mostly, where it's like, oh, you can't like that. You can't like Power Rangers. You're almost 30 years old. I don't like Power Rangers. But if I did, I wouldn't have a problem with it just because it's meant for kids.
Okay.
Hi, Dwayne.
Yeah, but I did bring you up, Luke. I definitely brought you up because there was a nice fellow in the chat who was talking about how he felt the need to turn off comments and turn off his community tab because people were bullying him for his interest in My Little Pony. And so I brought you up. And I brought up how you love cartoons. And so, you know what, man? We love cartoons. And I wasn't even like the biggest cartoon person, but I've met Luke. He was really into that stuff, and I liked like DC animated movies, so I've become a lot more open, and we love the show We Bare Bears. That's like one of our favorites.
I also know you're a big fan of that. What's that cartoon? I think it's called My Dear Friend Nokotan. I know you're a big fan.
I was talking about that one.
Like,
I was talking about how you made me watch that. So
yeah, that is peak television.
all right, we have Dwayne
and Razor. Yo, what's up, Razor? I don't know what you're apologizing for. I don't remember anything insensitive. Not that I'd be the type to care.
Hold on, Luke. I'll get to that one when I get there.
I don't know where you are.
I think I got a ways to go, but I will get to that one. But yes, man.
Is that what the top of my head looks like?
You good?
Oh boy.
You're all good, man. I will say more when I get to that chat, but you're all good. Say you like. Okay. You like what you like, and hell with what others say. Yeah, I'm sorry, my brain was in a million places right there. Bronies, I have, I think, 3 Brony DVD documentaries, and am not really a fan, even though I got them at Dollar Tree during their sales, but find it interesting, and same with the furries. I'm still anime fan from way back. Speed Racer, Astro Boy, and Gigantor. I don't really know much about that. Luke knows a little bit more about anime than I do, but yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting to learn about anything, really, any community, any group of people. Like, it's why people will watch YouTube documentaries about that kind of stuff. It's interesting. So it's cool to keep an open mind, even if you yourself don't have an interest. Like, I think there's a lot we can learn about people who love the Beatles. Like, I'm not a fan of the Beatles, but I think that the community that they built around their music is fascinating. So it makes sense that, there are documentaries made about the Beatles, and the fact that something like My Little Pony can be made for little girls and draw in such a large male fan base. It's interesting, it's fascinating, and there's something to be learned about it. Something to be learned from it. So I think that it's good, and I think it's great that you're keeping an open mind, my man. We got CN saying, I love toy hunting, and I really like toys like Miraculous Ladybug and My Little Pony. Yeah, I mean, I definitely, I like collecting weird little things. I've kind of moved out of so much like toy hunting and stuff like that. But there was a while where I just wanted to collect cute Batmans. Like, that was kind of a fun little pocket of my collection for a while, was just collecting cute Batmans. And so I get it, and like, I made a video at 5 Below where I was kind of doing like a bit of a toy hunt, and that was so much fun. I loved making that video, and it just made me so genuinely happy. So there we go, man. And then we got Doug saying, I see some omnibuses on your shelf. Do you collect a lot of those? Been watching a lot of omnibus related videos on YouTube. I buy them when I think they're a good deal and when it's a story I want to read. Like, I'm not like gonna go out of my way and buy stuff that I'm not interested in reading. But yeah, I mean, I do dig collecting omnibus. Most of those are ones that I have, purchased during a sale of some sort, and there's stories I wanted to read. Like, I have the Batman No Man's Land collection. I have Green Lantern by Jeff Johns, Hellblazer by Garth Ennis. Those are a few of them. And I have the Injustice as well. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not like hardcore looking to collect omnibus, but I love reading, and I love reading from that format. So when I can find them and I feel like the price is right, yeah, I'll pick them up. I really want to get the Aquaman by Jeff Johns. Like, I've wanted to read that in full. So I've never read that run in full. So definitely want to check it out there. Matt likes comics. I'm 53 and still watch Bugs Bunny.
Classic.
Yeah, man, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, Luke's favorite Looney Tune is Bugs. We love them.
I happen to love Bugs Bunny, so.
Devo said, I'm 58, but look 30, 33, and still live like a 12-year-old. Keeps you young at heart. Yeah, man, never grow up. You know what? Keep doing you. And just screw anyone that has anything rude to say about it. Let them be unhappy with their life and just keep doing you. Got CN, me too, love watching cartoons. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah. Devo said, toys for me too. G-Feet Ohio Toy Show in Xenia, Ohio at the ends of next month. Toys and comics. You have never imagined 700 vendors in 7 buildings. Wow. Wow, that's a lot. Okay. The end of next month. I mean, we're not that far from Ohio. There.
If the roads are clear, why not?
Great Ohio Toy Show. I'll have to look into that because we're not that far from Ohio. And then we have someone named Zombie God 333. I wonder who that is.
He's got good taste.
One of my favorite death metal, slam metal bands are big MLP fans. Party Cannon. Yeah. When I was talking before, I was trying to have a very serious discussion with someone who's going through a tough time. And I had Luke in the background yelling, Party Cannon! And because he had no idea what I was talking about.
I heard MLP and I heard someone say like, "Oh, I'm a brony," and I'm like, "Well, Party Cannon." There's an EP called "Partied in Half," which is really worth listening to if you're into that, and if you're not, it'll melt your ears.
Yeah, thank you everyone again. I'm still making my way through the chat, but I just want to thank everyone who stopped in and who shared something tonight. We've been going for 2 hours. This chat has been going strong, keeping me busy. So thank you everyone to listening to what I had to say, and now I love hearing what you guys have to say. So thank you. Oops, sorry. Got Matt likes comics. I buy VIP passes. It's amazing how it makes things easier with crowds. Yeah, definitely.
I'm not too familiar. What does the VIP pass do? What do they? What is a VIP pass at a venue?
Normally, it's just kind of skip a line, stuff like that. Kind of make it easier to get around. I'm trying to become a rock star singer. Yeah, dude, that's just keep practicing. And what? Oh no. Yeah. Oh, I thought you were gonna say something. But yeah, dude, just keep practicing. You know what? I like to sing, and I used to always think I was pretty shit at it, so I never really tried. And I have a bit of an unconventional sounding voice, so I always just kind of assumed it's something I couldn't do. And you know what, man? I've impressed myself over the years just practicing kind of to myself in my car while I drive, stuff like that. I've impressed myself with what I've been able to accomplish, because when I was younger, in high school, as a kid, I was kind of quiet and I didn't really talk to other people that much when I was in school. And I would always have people telling me that I sounded monotoned. And so I definitely don't think I do now. I think I've definitely worked a lot on how I present myself and how I deliver what I'm saying. And, it's something that you work towards and you practice. So keep practicing, man, because I think you'll impress yourself and do some great things. And then we got Mike saying, do Heroes Con, a great only comics convention, no TV, movie, celebrities. Yeah, I hear about Heroes Con. I hear that's like one of the big ones that everyone loves. And so, yeah, I'll definitely look into that because this year we have something big planned for the summer. But I definitely want to do at least like one like big cool convention this summer. So I gotta maybe look into them and pick and decide, maybe what's closest that looks the best. But I hear a lot about Heroes Con. I hear a lot about Terrificon. A lot of really cool stuff going on. So yeah. We got Devo 58 and Still Watch Clue Club. HK, Fooey, Bugs, Tom and Jerry, Captain Caveman, Jabberjaw, Mighty Heroes. Yeah, dude, like, we love, like, old classic stuff. We're big fans of the classics, so we'll love, like, old Looney Tunes, We love old black and white movies, all of that stuff, so
HBO Max has all like the Merry Melodies and all the Looney Tunes. I'm pretty sure they have Tom and Jerry as well. Like all of them. Like the old ones.
those drawer boxes on her shelves look like Marshall stacks.
Yeah, Target, but yeah.
And we got like 8-Ball comics by Dan Close and Independent Underground stuff too. Been buying back childhood collection, and that's from Library 88. Well, good to see you, man. I think that's the first time I'm seeing your name in here. I'm sorry if you're gone. I'm a little behind, so yeah, but thank you guys. Got Uncle Dave saying you're a great singer. Well, that's really cool, man. Maybe do some of that on your channel. I'm sure some people would love to hear that. I would love to hear that. And, like I've thought about maybe making a different channel and doing like some singing stuff, but I won't. There's a lot with like copyright stuff, so it would be difficult doing like covers and stuff like that. So guess I'll just have to maybe write my own music. But keep doing you, man. Yeah, if you have something that you love and you think you're good at, keep doing it, because even if you're the only one listening, you know what? If you're doing it for you and you're improving every day, that should be the goal, is to just get better. Not to get validation from others, just to get better for you. So, my favorite part of the comic community always comes with in-store experiences with local comic book stores. Hell yeah. That was from Doug. Thank you. And then we got Dwayne. Ithaca, New York has great little Comic Con in the spring. Lots of comics. Awesome. All right. Sounds cool. Never been to Ithaca, so if I'm ever around there, maybe I'll have to check that out. Have fun talking comics with others and discussing different things about what we've read. Yep. Get different perspectives talking with others, sometimes learn even more. Yeah, dude, and that's why, like, I'll never, like, turn off my comments or delete anything or censor anything, because I want to have those different opinions, and I want those comments to be there and to open up discussion, even if I don't respond to it myself, having those out there for you guys, people who like my videos to see and to respond to. I think it's important to have discussions, to have open dialogue, even if you don't agree with somebody. So, yeah, love that. Love all of that. over the years, I have got to know a lot of great people at the LCS comic conventions, preferably small ones. Also nice to chat with the newbies. Oh yeah, man. I love talking to anyone about comics, and I made a whole video where I was talking about how I think it's better sometimes to talk to people who aren't comic fans.
Does LCS mean local comic store?
Yeah.
Okay.
Met Dan Close here in Columbus, and he signed about everything Ghost World 8 Ball. I have signed up a storm. Love Ghost World. I watch that flick too much. Yeah, so it's kind of funny because Luke's over here. He doesn't even know what the acronym LCS stands for, and that's so funny because I just wanted to make a little comment. Because Luke here, he likes comics, you know, he reads comics.
I have had a lot of indirect exposure to comics
But-
in the last almost 10 years.
But what's funny
9 years.
is that this guy, he knows nothing about the collecting part. Like, he's not a collector. He doesn't know what he's looking for, none of that. But every time, for a while at least, not so much anymore, but most of the time, if I take him to a comic shop or to a convention, people immediately look at him and just start talking to him like he's the one that knows something about this.
Yeah, we'll walk.
It's
Like
like,
we went to the
I'm
comic.
gonna go to the restroom, so you can tell them.
Yeah, so we went to the convention, our local convention, and every time we would go up to the comic vendors and we're looking through stuff, the gentleman running the shop would immediately bypass her and go right to me. Like, I'm just skimming through Superman. I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm just like, oh, I like Batman and Superman, and I'm just kind of here, just browsing, like not really aimless. So like, oh no, I don't want anything. You got to talk to her. She's the nerd, and it always blew people away. Never ever saw that coming. It's a very frequent misunderstanding. I'm the heavy metal nerd. Baby, come in. No. I wanted to bring the kitten. She doesn't seem interested right now. No, I don't know. How do I? A lot of Funko Pops. Oh yeah, we have a handful. We really started collecting Funko Pops with the Rick and Morty's, because when that was new, that was
Before then, that was kind of when you.
that's when I dove into it. I just like it was fun, and I got the whole thing, and then they started adding more. So we got the rest of them, and they started adding more, and then more. And, oh, she's directing traffic. Yeah. We need to make room for the cat.
This is not.
Everyone say hello to Fred.
Oh yeah, I don't think Fred's been on the channel. Unless if you brought him into a video. I don't think he's been on the channel.
My good boy.
But yeah, Funko Pops are cool. I keep saying I'm done collecting Funkos, but then there's always one that comes out. But at this point, the only Funko Pops that we're really actively getting are the ghost ones that come out. They release them at like Hot Topic in their merch store. Oh, look who joined, Selena! Hi. Okay. I love you, baby.
Oh, he's on the laptop.
I think you have 4 or 5 DC Funko Pops. Yeah, that's cool. I have like a decent little selection of Batman Pops. We have custom Funko Pops that I made of us. I had that as my channel logo for a little while until I updated it and drew my own. But yeah, we like Funko. What are you doing?
You can't get that.
Oh, okay. Messing with my computer. Subbed Uncle Dave. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you, Matt. I love this community and I love seeing stuff like that happen. We had the name changes. Hello. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm so behind in the chat, but man, you guys have been awesome tonight. And so I'm really happy to see what a great turnout we've had for a positive stream about comics, you know, something just about talking what we love. That's what I love to see. So thank you guys. And then we got Mike said, yeah, it's just about what your expectations are for your channel. Mine's just for fun. It's not my job. It's a hobby. Yep, man. And that's the point I was getting at earlier. That's why I love comic book YouTube, because people are just in it for the love, you know? Like, this isn't the kind of hobby or niche that's going to get you a lot of views. And you know that when you're, you know that's what you're signing up for, you know? Like, you got some of the bigger comic collecting channels, and you know what? Their views aren't really much better than some of the smaller channels out there, you know? Like, it's just, you know, you kind of have to know what to expect. And I just love this community so much. I think it's so awesome. And even if it is smaller and more niche, it's stronger, and the people who are here really love what they're doing and what they're talking about. So heck yeah, dude. And then we got Shane Lockwood. Thank you for joining. You want to write and draw your own comics. Same, dude. Like, you know, I'm kind of trying to get a little bit back into drawing. Like, I drew my new channel logo out, and you know, it's not perfect. Like, I just kind of did it on a tablet that isn't really meant for drawing, and colored it in on my phone. But like, I love art. I love writing. I've always been somebody who's loved writing, and so I always want to encourage people to just keep doing you, and hell yeah, dude. And then Shane said Spider-Man has been a favorite character. Yeah, Spider-Man's always cool. Wow, thank you everyone who is subbing up Uncle Dave. I think that he really needed that, so I'm sure that will be much appreciated. Thank you guys. I found a bunch of DT comics here in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, we've been to Cleveland a bit, not Columbus. So. Yeah, Matt likes comics. Thank you again. Zombie God, subbed Uncle Dave. Hell yeah, dude. I appreciate you guys. And then we got Dog says, and hey, negative engagement is still engagement. That's right, dude. That's part of what I was saying before too, is like, you know, your channel, if your channel is growing and if you are finding success in what you're doing, there's going to be negative comments, and they do help. Like, YouTube doesn't care if someone hates your video or if someone dislikes your video. It just sees that all as engagement. And it makes it more likely that people who do like you will find your stuff. So, what's that? Yeah. There we go. You had someone say that you were a child word. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that out loud, but
Yeah, it's no bueno.
yeah, man, that's the worst thing.
Allegations is that can ruin someone's
Yeah,
life.
that's like one of the worst things anyone can say. So at that point, like, I don't encourage deleting comments, but at that point I would delete comments like that, because there's nothing productive. They're not trying to provide any constructive criticism there. That is crossing a line, I would say. And I would encourage you, you know, when you're ready, maybe turn on comments again. You know, you have a few people here who have subbed you up and who I'm sure would leave very nice comments. Like, Matt likes comics. He subbed you up. He's always leaving great comments. Very insightful guy. And so I think it's good, you know, and you definitely should open yourself up to that again. And I would say if anyone says anything like that, accusing you of horrible criminal activity that's very much false, I would encourage you to delete stuff like that. I don't encourage deleting comments. Like if someone just makes fun of your appearance or something about the way you talk or something you like that they don't, like, I would encourage, stuff like that to be left alone. Just criticisms. But when it comes to serious accusations like that's crossing a line to me. But yeah. CN, love Batman since you're a kid. Me too, man. Me too. Mike says Captain Marvel cereal's insane. I'm sorry, Luke. Were you gonna say something?
Yeah, the little while you said there was a little while where you had bat things. You started you had like the bat water bottle and the bat. Yeah, that little while never ended.
All right, and then we saw Dwayne saw Batman Mask of the Phantasm in the theater. Place was empty, but hey, it was a good movie. Dude, that's cool. Yeah, I have the Blu-ray of it, but I was not around yet when that was in theaters. That was a little bit before I was born.
We saw The Irishman in theaters. That was cool.
That's a very different movie.
Very different, but you can't see that.
Yeah. But Mask of the Phantasm was a theatrical release. The Irishman was not. So we're
very limited.
No, it got like one day at the theater. That's not a theatrical release.
Well, I'm glad I saw it. And I wish I would have saw Mask of the Phantasm because that just kind of
you weren't born yet either when that came out.
No, I was not. But I wish I would have saw it in theaters because Mask of the Phantasm is really good. It has it's Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill like they're at their peak performance.
You know what we did see in the theater? The Killing Joke. We saw that in the theaters. We weren't around yet for the Mask of the Phantasm, but we saw The Killing Joke in theaters, and
Paris, France.
Man, that's an experience that like I'm glad I experienced it, but I also wish that they didn't make it. So I'm glad I got to experience it in theater and see that comic on the big screen, but I also wish that they would have just not made that first half hour.
Yeah, I don't know who's in charge of that.
Okay. Yep, CN right here. Great channel. He shouted me out, so I'm gonna shout him out. Does toy hunts, toy reviews, gameplays, so hell yeah, go check him out. You see, I love how awesome everyone is here. Everyone's subbing everyone up. What the heck, Luke? Oh my goodness. The best thing about comic community is it's a unifier. Cops and punks, nerds and hipsters, old and young, all types hang out and communicate. You meet people that you wouldn't have otherwise. And yeah, that's another thing that I think is really cool about the comic space is that, like, you don't really have, like, the sort of divides that you might have. Like, most in everyday life, you're mainly just interacting with, like, the people you work with or, like, your family, your neighbors, stuff like that. And so, you don't necessarily get a diverse selection of people. And in the comic community, everybody is represented. There is somebody from every walk of life here. And I love that. I love learning more about different people, different cultures. So I think it's interesting seeing comic collectors overseas, like people in Europe, and how it's different collecting there than it is here. Like, I think that that's great. And yeah, that's part of what's great about the comic community is that, like, whether you're someone who's buying big, expensive Grail comic books, or you're just someone who likes dollar bin diving and being frugal about it, like, there's no judgment. There really isn't, like, that classism that you get other places, you know, and I think that's really cool. And then we have a super chat from Zombie God. And if you know who Zombie God is, I'm really scratching my head at why he sent me a super chat.
That would be a
But-
bad decision.
But because Luke, you realize you could have just handed me the $5. Like now YouTube's gonna take a cut of that money you just sent me. Like homeboy, you could have just sent me the money.
To let everyone know that I'm your biggest fan.
Yeah, and you wanted to let everyone know you aspire to treat everyone like Adam West Batman would. And I agree, man. Like, seriously, Adam West Batman in the 66 show, I think has really just made me a better person and just made me want to be a nicer person and kind of appreciate the more sort of wholesome, silly side of life.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, dude, my cats are.
Yes.
But
the screen was invaded by a giant cow.
But yeah, I agree with that. So thank you for the super chat, Zombie God. But
333 because I'm only half evil.
yeah,
That's
but next time just give me the cash or buy me a comic. No, dude, that $5 you could have bought me a brand new release. So next time take me to the comic shop instead of sending.
You can take the $2.50 that you're gonna get out of it and buy $2 store pin. $2 comics. Look at that.
Well, those are sold out at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about dollar bins. I thought you were talking about the Dollar Tree comics. If you just mean dollar bins, yeah, those aren't sold out. But here we have Ian Tate. First time visiting this channel. Do you talk indie comics as well? I mean, I talk about whatever I'm interested at the moment. So I've been talking about the Ghost Machine stuff from Image. I really dig that. And I want to get into more. That was something I made a point of earlier this year that I want to talk about. More indie stuff. I have some very indie stuff that was given to us by a friend who was in the chat earlier. Not sure if he's still here, but Dandy, Luke's friend, Randy, gave me a stack of comics, and it's about as indie as you can get. It was like a friend of a friend of, yeah, you were doing your thing, and so you missed him. I'm not sure if he's still here, but yeah, Luke's friend, Randy, who pops into the chat sometimes, he gave me a stack of comics that were like written by a friend of his, and they're like kind of like horror, kind of like Halloween looking books. So I think I'm gonna save doing that for around Halloween time. But I think that would be a really fun video, kind of show someone some really, really indie stuff there. Then we got Mike's saying, I just read Batman Off-World Sunday. Darn good. Yeah, that's one that I skipped and I haven't checked out yet. But I think the story is just wrapping up. So maybe I'll check that one out in a trade. I've been hearing good stuff. And we got all these people who were saying hi to Luke. And I am so behind, so I'm sorry, my friends. I'm seriously over a half hour behind in the chat. So thank you, everyone, for sticking out with me. But you guys have been awesome. You guys have been keeping this alive, and I appreciate it. I'm glad that, you know, I've inspired this kind of a conversation. So Murray Gelman says, hey, peoples. Thank you for stopping in, Murray. We got Doug, who said the rumor was Mr. Freeze in the next Batman movie. Yeah, I wouldn't take any rumors about the next Batman movie seriously. Like, until anything official comes out, all the rumors are just fluff so people can write articles and get clicks.
We just had a conversation about Mr. Freeze not too long ago. I think he's a very underrated villain. More anti-villain, and I really appreciate the moral when DC, not DC, when villains have moral complexity to them. I really like how his predominant focus isn't it, like I've seen it like in the Telltale games. I really actually in every depiction of Mr. Freeze, it's drastically different than the last, and I always really appreciate that. the melancholy nature and how lonely he is. He's cold as ice. And I hope it's Arnold Schwarzenegger playing him. Probably not, though.
We got Razor's comment, so just stop and acknowledge that real quick. So he says he's stopping by to say congratulations on my success, and he apologizes for insensitive comments. Much respect. Thank you, my man, and I really do appreciate you stopping in. There was a little bit of a disagreement on something related to Sticky Goose, and so I do really appreciate that. You know, I don't hold a grudge. You know, when I say the things I do, there's always a purpose to it, and it's always about wanting people to be better and wanting to see the best out of people. And so the fact that, you know, came here and showed you respect, I think that's awesome, and I think it's really cool, man. So thank you. And I wish you the best of success with what you're doing and with your live streams. I really hope you keep them going. I know you said you were taking a bit of a break from the Sunday shows you were doing. So I hope that you're able to get back into that and find the enjoyment again. Appreciate you stopping by. And you know what, man? I don't hold a grudge. You know, I've talked about it before on the channel. We all have agreements, disagreements, and it's okay. You know what, man? We had a disagreement, but life moves on, and I don't want anyone to feel bad, or I don't want anyone's channel to be harmed in any way. So I wish you the best. All love to you and what you're doing, my man. Take care. Then we got CN. Strawberry Shortcake is my little sister's favorite cartoon. Yeah, don't really know much about that. We got Mike's. Of course, adults like cartoons. Who else has got the money to buy all that merch? True. Dwayne, I'm 65, love cartoons, Bugs Bunny, Rocky, and Bullwinkle, Flintstones, Space Ghost, Herculoids, Johnny Quest, Simpsons, and Batman animated, and plenty more. Yeah, dude. Yeah, cartoons are fun. You know, not everyone has to take things seriously. And Scrotus, I did not watch Rocco's Modern Life. That was a little bit before my time, so no, I did not watch that. What about you, Luke?
I take things.
Was that before? Seriously. But Luke, I'm asking, was that before your time, or was that your?
That was, you know what? I saw reruns, but I haven't seen. I think that was right around when I was. When I was watching television, but I didn't watch. I think Rocco's Modern Life was Nickelodeon, and I was always a Cartoon Network kid. Just never. I don't really have an opinion on Rocco. But he looks.
Yeah,
he looks like
fun.
something I'd be into. He looks like something I'd be into. He's definitely. I've seen clips of it.
Yeah.
I know enough to where I'd like it, but not enough to where I'd run out and watch it. Because I got a lot of junk to watch.
Yeah, we like cartoons, so we're always looking for fun stuff like that. And then CN had to go. Well, thank you for stopping by. I know you're already gone, but thank you. If you're watching this on the replay, I appreciate you for stopping by. And then Greg says, my spaghetti ready, waiting for part 3. So good night and stay warm. Thank you. Cheers to you, man. I appreciate you for stopping in. And we got Patrick. Thank you for stopping by. Hey, guys. Nice to see you. Have a great night. Yeah, I appreciate you for stopping by. All of you. This has been great. We got Decade, Mad, Imperial. So, thank you for stopping by. The MCU need Brother Voodoo now. Yeah, I am not in the know about the MCU right now. So the last thing I watched was Deadpool and Wolverine, and before that, the last thing I watched was Guardians 2. I hadn't even watched 3, so yeah, I am not the person to ask about anything related to the MCU. I don't know.
I keep on hearing rumors that they're gonna make an R-rated Scooby-Doo 3.
Hi, Manuel. Thanks for coming by, and thank you for sending me that comic that you did. That was really cool. Yeah, Manuel here. He sent me a digital file of his comic that he wrote and drew, I believe.
Well, I want to read that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. It was pretty cool. It was a concept that he was building that he didn't get around to like fleshing out. So I'd love to see more of it. And it seems like he does have some plans to continue with that. So keep doing what you're doing, man. Manuel, good guy. Keep doing your thing. And then we got the name changes. Mask of the Phantasm was awesome. Love the Batman animated show. Yeah, I agree, dude. I think that for the most part, the animated stuff is my favorite Batman media outside of comics. Like, there isn't any live action movie that I like more than I think Batman the Animated Series. I think that really is just some of the prime Batman, some of Batman at his most Batman. I love how much that show takes from the comics and how faithful it is. So absolutely agree. And then we got Dave here. And he said, "Thank you, everyone." And he said, "You won't believe what people said about me. They said a lot and hurt you." And again, Dave, it really sucks to hear what you've gone through. And just know that you'll get through it. If you keep doing your thing, the right people will come around. Like you can see tonight, you know what? You're here, you're chatting with other people, they're subbing you up. Like, this is a good community. And I think you're doing yourself a disservice in the long term by closing yourself off. So, you know what, man? Even if you want to keep your comments off for a while, that's great. But you know what? You got the community right here. And we're going to be doing this every Thursday. So if you want to come by, this is a good place here. These are good people. And if anyone tries to mess with you, they'll have to get through me. And ask Luke. I'm not one to be messed with. So
Oh no. Don't tempt her. Yeah, man. People are allowed to think what they want, but if they feel the need to write nasty stuff on the internet, that says more about them than it does about you, man. You know what? I say let it feed you. Spike them. Make more content just to piss them off.
that's what I was saying, man. I was like, you know, if something about me upsets someone, I'm gonna own it and embrace that because you know what? It's all me and everything I'm doing is me.
I don't like this guy because he looks different and he likes My Little Pony. Do the next video with a My Little Pony hat.
Okay. So then Luke, this you might know something about this. They say another good movie was Return of the Joker.
Ooh,
yeah, I watched that with you
yes.
for the first time. Actually, that was one that you recommended.
Yeah, I recommend because I saw that movie on TV.
Yeah, I never had seen anything Batman Beyond before meeting you. You were a fan.
Watching Batman Beyond, I forgot how metal that show was.
Yeah, it was pretty badass. Yeah. Rondale, thank you for stopping by. Said this is a nice antidote to all the wildness in the airwaves right now. Fantastic Four is a great set of books. Yeah, I don't know much about the Fantastic Four outside of the movies that came out in the 2000s, and those definitely have never been some of my favorites, but a lot of people are really excited about the new one coming out. I know there's something about Pedro Pascal, and whenever he's involved, everyone loses their mind and gets excited. So, yeah.
He just looks like a teddy bear. He just looks like a teddy bear. Like, I want to pick him up and squeeze him and put him in my pocket.
And then we have the name changes saying Batman Dark Patterns was a good read. Yeah, I just read issue 1. Good stuff. Dave says, people have hurt me last year and I used to be called David Whited Arcade and Toy Channel. So, yeah, I'm sorry, man, but you know what? Your people are right here because we all like you. You know, you haven't done anything to harm anyone or upset anyone here, so you're okay in my book, Dave. You're okay in my book. And I think you'll see that most of the people out there in these communities are good people. And unfortunately, the loudest ones tend to be the ones that leave the most comments. But the majority of people are good and support others. So then we got Doug says, yes, I agree with you, Luke. I was reading about that today, how the animated series helped create that anti-villain shift with Mr. Freeze. Yeah, Mr. Freeze was a totally different character before Batman the Animated Series. And yeah, so that's cool. Yeah, I love how Batman the Animated Series was so good and profound that it actually had an influence on the comics. Like, it's not often that you see stuff like that. You know, a lot of the times it's, you know, the other way around. So I think it's really cool that the comics took so much that was done for the show. Really cool. And oh yeah, you only wrote it. Okay, yes. I did forget that. I'm sorry, man. Okay, and it looks like we're finally getting to the bottom of the chat. Okay, we've made it to the end of the chat. You're welcome, Dave. Thank you for stopping by. Dwayne. Yep, Batman Beyond is pretty good. So, all right, guys, that has been amazing. Oh my goodness, I am just overwhelmed by how great this chat has been. And it's been 2 hours and 40 minutes of us talking here, and you guys have been keeping me busy with that chat. And Luke is trying to get my kitten to go crazy on stream, and it's great. Yeah, Luke left a comment on my most recent video, and he was like, "Where's the kitten?" And so, yeah, this has been a really great stream, and looks like, you know, we're starting to kind of wind down. So I'm gonna sign off now that I've made it to the end of the chat. But I'm glad we got to have this chat. I really am. And I want to have a video coming out in the next couple days where I discuss what I really love about the comic community and kind of shine a positive light in a sea of negativity. So thank you again to everyone who showed up, who shared their experiences, their stories. Thank you. I appreciate you all. This has been a wonderful stream. It's been insane. You guys have been awesome in the chat. So thank you. Thank you for keeping this alive and popping and having fun with me. Because comics are great. Comics are about an escape from the negatives of real life. And you know what? There's a lot of shit going on in the world. I'm just gonna be blunt and say it. There's a lot of shit going out in the world. People take a lot of shit. People give a lot of shit. A lot of people are angry at the world right now. And so I said this to Dave earlier, and I want to leave you with this. When it comes to negativity, when it comes to people saying rude, hateful things, trying to make you feel bad about the hobby that you enjoy, I just want to leave you with some words from Marcus Aurelius from Meditations, and he says, you can only let something destroy you if you let it destroy your character, meaning if you let that change who you are, if you let the negativity make you, if you become envious or hateful, if it ultimately makes you somebody that you aren't proud of, if it brings you to the level of those people, then that's when it hurts you. So the negative words of others, the outside noise, you don't have to invite that in if you don't want to, you know? So take what people say, take what you want from it, take the constructive criticism, and the rest of the people, let them stay mad, because they'll always find something to be mad about. And it's not worth losing a piece of who you are and letting the anger and negativity consume you and take away from what you love about your hobby. You know, don't let the fear of angry people or rude people put you off and change something about the way you make your content, or make you afraid to approach certain topics that you want to approach. You know, just, if people want to be rude, let them be rude. It's still engagement. You clearly provoked them in some way that they felt a need to respond, so that means you are doing something right as a content creator. And that's what I'll leave you with. So, thank you, good night, and Luke, do you have anything you want to say?
It kind of reminds me of a quote. I'm going to paraphrase this because I'm not an encyclopedia. Friedrich Nietzsche said that if you think someone ruined your life, you're right, you did.
Yep. All right, well, thank you guys, and keep reading your comics, and keep doing you.
Keep it metal.
Peace.